right, everybody. We wanted to chat with you today because we've been talking a lot about high level or go high level for insurance. But did you know that go high level works for just about any business out there and it can be a business in a box for any industry? Now, the reason that we bring this up is we have a couple of days left in the 50% off event for you to get your hands on this amazing software where you can save hours, countless hours worth of time every single week in your business while automating the tedious tasks that drive you nuts. So I want you to think about this. You can get this platform for any business that you have, and this can give you the ability to build all the resources that you need. Every task that you have that's tedious, that drives you crazy, you can build an automation for that. And if you just focus on replacing one or two of the tedious tasks that you do every single day with this system, you can save a lot of time every single month. So, Josh, what kind of industries are you thinking of off the top of your head that you feel would be able to benefit most from this platform?
So yeah, man. I used to do own tanning salons way back when I was young pup. We're talking like 25 years ago. And if we'd had something like this, man, we would have crushed the game even more. So I'm looking at thinking about tanning salons. I've had bars. That's where a lot of people that are watching this might know me from. Bars and nightclubs. Man, to go high level setup there, I would have been able to save tons of time using it for that. I mean, we used it for real estate. We used it for a clothing brand. In fact, we're about to do a series where we launch kind of a little side project using Go High Level. So I mean, right there, just those couple of things, it shows you kind of like the spread outness of what this can be for. And of course, our videos that we're doing are geared towards insurance because that's what we're doing right now. So that's why we're doing all the videos on stuff to do with insurance. But I talked to a good friend of mine. Her and her boyfriend just launched a pest control business out here in Fallon. I think it would be a perfect fit for them to be able to, manage and, get all their clients, get their follow up, get their reviews. I know they use something else to build their website, but before, if they'd have talked to me before they did that, they could have used Go High Level for the web. I mean, literally, they could have used Go High Level for everything in there. And, there's quite a few companies around me where, their follow up game or their answering the phone game, like for my broken window, man, I haven't had one call back on that. And if they were even one of those were using Go High Level, I'd have spent $500 already, because you can set that thing up to where that conversational AI, that voice AI stuff is answering the phone for you. It's sending out texts, is driving it to an appointment. It's setting an appointment. I would have already had an appointment, gone down there and spent my money. You know what I mean? I know, Brian, you've used it for a lot of stuff too. And you've used for a lot of different clients as well that you took care of that weren't something that was on my plate. What else were you thinking that you'd use it for?
I kind of want to share my screen a little bit and just show some examples, right? Now, in the past, we worked with a landscaper, and one of these landscapers that we worked with really wanted to build a quote system out and build a tool and go high level. So I think this shows quite a bit of the versatility of what you can do with this system because it only took about 20 minutes to build out, so that we could knock it all out. Now let's go ahead and let's dive in and take a peek. So before we get into the workflow list, you can see we have our estimate workflows. We can see there's been calculations. We don't have anybody that's actively enrolled, but it's been tested and it works very, very well. Now, what we've done with this is we actually created a little funnel, right? And it's $100 savings on the highest rate for residential and commercial landscaping services. Someone can go in to claim that rate, and then they're going to fill out a little quote form. So what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and say, "Hey, this is for a residential or commercial property." They're going to go ahead and say, "You know what? I'm looking for some small trees to be added to my property, maybe some large trees. I wanted to get some landscaping done and get things dialed in. I also need to make sure that I put in a couple of retaining walls. I want to make sure that, it's concrete, not stone. And I'm looking for a wall that's going to be about 100 square feet. It's going to be, this wall is going to be, a couple feet high, anyways, about 100 square feet for a wall. Next thing we can do is we can take a look and see if there's any patios or walkways that need to be built. Let's say we wanted to build some stone walkways. Let's say we wanted to also have 100 square feet worth of walkway there. Now we can see that the next thing that it's going to do is it's going to move us into whether or not we need to lay any sod or anything along those lines. So we'll go with 100 square feet on each of these just to keep the number round. Let's say for mulch, we want to spread 200 square feet of mulch. And then our sprinkler system is going to be 3,000 square foot. And then we'll go ahead and we'd enter our info here. Now, once we go ahead and we enter in our info here, the next step is going to be to collect our name, our number, our email, all of our personal information that YouTube says that we can't share with you. So I'm going to exit out of this for now, and I'm going to show you what the flow does once that goes through. So we have a workflow that's built out for calculating that particular estimate. And so at the very top, we can see the trigger is that survey being submitted. Once the survey is being submitted, we are just going to move down if else branches all the way through until we get to the bottom. So the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to move into an if else. And if the small trees on our little survey that the person requested is greater than zero, it's automatically going to move them down this branch for greater than zero. And then you can set your price of the cost per small tree right here. Now, of course, if that price fluctuates or varies, make sure that you're padding a little bit higher cost on that because this is an estimate or a quote. It's not going to be the finalized number that you're going to provide to somebody, but this gives you the ability to send that quote or that estimate out to somebody so they have something tangible right then and there. Now, once it goes through and it adds up the numbers and tells us what the cost is for those trees through this through this math operation here, it's then going to go ahead and have a go-to function where it's going to move us over to the next if else branch. And it's going to do the same thing over and over again. So it's going to determine, do we have any large trees or not on this form? If there were, we're going to move down this path and multiply the number of trees out by the number. Then we're going to go ahead and move over to the retaining wall. So as you can see, every step, every question that we asked on that form, it's now going back and it's totaling all of that information up. Once we get to the very bottom of that process, the system's now going to send out an email with all the quote information generated on it directly to that prospect. Now, when this gets sent out, they have all the information that they need to know whether or not they want to use your services and move forward with you as a landscaper. Now, I want you guys to think of this as a concept, right? That quote wizard, that quote engine, that's a piece of this puzzle that can be built for any industry, for any business that operates on quotes, right? This could be for, not only landscape, this could be for a roofing company, this could be for, you know, this could be for a gutter company, this could be for an electrician, right? All of those different kinds of things, you can set up these different kinds of quote engines or automation so that you can capture info, gather as much info as humanly possible from that prospect, and then go ahead and present it out to them. The next thing that I think of, Josh, outside of like home services or professional services for this platform, is I also think of like salons, right? I think of
Yeah.
salons and hairdressers. There have been a lot of new features added to calendars that allow you to basically set up the seats, right? So if you're renting out a chair in your salon to a hairdresser, then you can actually set up a round robin calendar where someone can go and pick them specifically, find a slot that was available on their calendar, or they can just go to the main business site, schedule a slot that's open and available for someone that's on the team and just book it there at random with that person, right? So we've got a ton of different opportunities for ways that we can help businesses, and this platform works for any business that's out there, whether you're a small business, you're a medium-sized business, and they're even incorporating all of the necessary tools so that this can be used at an enterprise level as well with major corporations.
I mean, this is what the big dogs are using, guys. And we want to throw this out here for every business owner to take a look at. Most of the stuff that we're doing training on, you can literally follow along if you needed help get building it out with the videos we're doing. And instead of doing insurance, you put in what your business is, right? And right now, they're running a killer deal on this. There's a chance they got what $100,000, the road to 100 grand. Anybody that signs up in the next 3 days for that, they're entering you in for a chance to win 100 grand. There's 50% off for the first couple months. There's a whole boot camp academy where somebody's going to walk along with you and help you build it out. as well as you have us as a resource to go to our other videos and check them out, and that'll help walk you through and follow along with everything, as far as how to plug it in and get everything built out and get your stuff up and going. So guys, if you've been thinking about upgrading, and getting your systems in place to really dominate your market and take that next step up, you're going to want to click the link in the description, okay, and go ahead and get signed up. All right, and it's not that expensive, guys. I mean, there's $100 program. And I think with that discount, you'd be paying $50 for the first couple of months. Like, come on, that's a no brainer for all the stuff that you can get with it. And this is literally set up right now to where you should be able to take a couple of hours for a couple of days and have everything running. We're talking about a website. We're talking about lead funnels. We're talking about lead generation. We're talking about a calendar. We're talking about, even lead generation through Facebook's social calendars to where your business is posting from Go High Level, but in your Facebook or your Instagrams or any of those. So it's doing the automated posts for you. I mean, if you've got a business and you're not doing all this stuff, like you're gonna fucking fall off soon. And that's just the reality of it these days. And so with the tools that we're showing you right now, this is the time to get in. This is that summer that you got to take the next step, click that link, get signed up. And if you need any help with anything, reach out to us and we'll do a video on it and walk it through and help you build it out if you want to. I mean, it's really the time to get it going with these discounts. I've never seen the stuff this low, and we've been using this since like 2019. Okay, every business that comes to us, we try and integrate Go High Level into that, and it saves so much time and just the value of it alone is insane. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. If you've got a business, you definitely want this. If you've got a team, you can integrate your team into it. It is not that intimidating. It's not that hard. I know sometimes looking at tech, people are like, oh, I don't know. At this price, it's worth it, okay? And it's not that hard once you get into it. I didn't have anything else. How about you, Brian? The whole like, subscribe, and ring the bell thing. Do that too.
Everybody like, subscribe, ring the bell, and stay up to date with the latest and greatest videos that we're putting out here. You guys, this is a system that works for any business. And if you don't have it, you really are missing out. So take a moment, go ahead, click on the link below, sign up for Go High Level if you haven't already done so, and get your systems dialed in, save yourself a massive amount of time, and grow your business. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have a great one, America.
Thanks for stopping by, America.